Don't leave, Quentin. Cinema needs you. Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Pretty please, with sugar on top.
So I'm going to make this very clear. I believe that Quentin Tarantino is the greatest director of all time. And for years now, he's stated that he plans to make 10 movies and then retire from directing to focus on other things. Now that sounded like a nice round number and a realistic goal for him. But today came some very upsetting news for me personally when he stated that he could possibly be leaving directing sooner. So Quentin was on the Pure Cinema podcast, and he stated that he's considering going out on a high note with his 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was released in 2019. He went on to say that he feels like directing is a young man's game, and that he's kind of become the old guard at this point. He also states that oftentimes a director's final film is often their worst film. So he's thinking that he already made a critically acclaimed movie, and that's probably the best way to go out. And if you gotta go out, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a nice bookend to a very illustrious career. I get what he's saying. I think Quentin wants to protect his legacy at this point. And it's clear from the interview that he wants to focus on things like writing and being a father. And the regular person in me completely understands that and thinks he's earned the right to go out however he wants. However, the movie fan in me, the creative side of me, doesn't want to see this happen.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
He mentioned how directing is a young man's game, but for someone like me, and I watch a lot of movies, there is absolutely no one in Hollywood that's worthy of taking over Quentin's spot. When Quentin Tarantino releases a film, it's an event. He's carved out his own genre at this point. I would argue that even though he made a masterpiece early in his career with Pulp Fiction, that he's continued to get better each and every time he sat in the director's chair. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, his most recent film, is a modern masterpiece in my opinion that didn't get the recognition that it deserved. I've literally watched this movie so many times and I still get something new from it each and every viewing.
Whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
In my opinion, there wasn't one single film in 2019 or since then that is compared to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So for that reason, I say he is still the best director working today and really doesn't have any competition. So I believe that this notion that he can't keep up with the young guns of directing is just modesty at best. I'm sorry, but he blows every single director working in Hollywood today completely out of the water every time he drops a film. And then we have the idea that he thinks that if he makes a 10th film, that it'll be his worst movie. I got news for everyone. Tarantino's worst film is better than most people's best film. And the reality is that Quentin has never made a bad movie, in my opinion. He has an absolutely flawless record, which I don't think any other director can lay claim to. I suppose that's what he's trying to protect, but at the same time, if he just pulled off one of the best movies of his career, why wouldn't he be able to pull another classic out of his hat, considering his track record? If it's a matter of just losing passion for directing, then I get it. But I find that very hard to believe because Quentin's passion for filmmaking shines through every single time that he releases a new movie. It's part of what makes them so good because you know he cares so much and he's putting maximum effort into each project. And that's all the more rare in today's day and age where all we seem to get are these big budget soulless blockbusters that are constantly being forced down our throats by these big companies. Quentin Tarantino is truly the last of a dying breed. A once-in-a-lifetime talent that could never be replaced. He's my favorite director of all time, obviously, and I will support any decision he ends up making. But just so you know, the day that Tarantino decides to stop directing, a little piece of cinema is going to die. Cinema, right now, needs someone like Tarantino. Someone who's not afraid to be different. Someone who's not afraid to make unique stories. Someone who's not afraid to push the envelope.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's about time!
And there hasn't been one single young director to step up and take that baton and run with it like Tarantino did back in 1992. If it is the end, I'd like to thank Quentin for being my biggest inspiration, and I hope he's satisfied in whatever decision he makes. And I will truly miss those first-time viewings of some of the most unique storytelling in cinematic history. So let me know what you thought about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Nah.